Hello everybody, welcome to my channel as the Garden Turns. So today is Saturday, and that means that it is date night in our house. So today we are not going to be home the entire time. So we are going to Metropolis this weekend, and we're going to do a destination date night away from home today. So we have a whole menu that I planned that we're going to take with us. I made chocolate chip cookies. I've made Chicago style popcorn. I'm making hero sandwiches. Okay, I got my bread homemade. It's rising right now as we speak. And then in this video, we are going to be making breakfast for tomorrow. Okay, for Sunday. So when we wake up, we're going to have breakfast. And we're going to be doing another copycat recipe. We are doing Little Debbie Copycat Buttermilk donut sticks, old fashioned. Okay, these are one of the only donuts that you can make that tastes better the next day. Okay, so that's why I've chose to make them, because if you normally make like a glazed yeast donut, it's good like the first day, and you can freeze them, and you know what I'm saying, but it's never good as good as when you make them hot yeast donuts. But these definitely taste better the next day. And I'm gonna do a twist on these. I am actually going to do a peanut covered buttermilk stick, okay, a Dunkin' Donut stick, and then I'm also going to do a coconut covered donut stick. So that is what my twist is on this Little Debbie recipe, okay? All right, so you know what, we just gonna go ahead and get into making this recipe. Okay, so you need half a cup of butter, and here we go. This is just one stick of butter. You need a half cup. Let me put the rest of this sugar out of this bag in here. Half cup of sugar. You need a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Okay. I like to put that back in immediately and cover it so that it stays nice and moist. Okay, now we want to blend this together. Okay, so you need 1 whole egg. And 2 egg yolks. And you want these egg yolks to be cold. Yeah, I was so sad when I heard Ananda passed. She used to be a VJ on MTV when I was like, I was probably a little bit younger than her, because she was 53, I think. Ananda Lewis. I think she was about 53. And I'm almost 50. My husband is 51. So she was just a little bit older than us at the time. I didn't even know that, honestly. You need 2. But it's sad to hear. And I know she chose not to do the radiation and some of the other things that go along with cancer treatment. And that was her choice to make, you know. So it's just sad to hear that she passed. It just makes you, you know, we 90s people, like I love the 90s. I love the 90s, everything about it. The good times, the bad times. I love the 90s, okay? That was the prime for us. What are we now? Almost 50 years old now? 50 years and over, or the 90s kids, y'all. We getting up there. So they just kind of like hit me, sort of, you know. And I didn't even know she was married to Will Smith's brother. So that she has a son. She has a son. He's still here. But yeah, it's kind of sad to hear that. So you want to blend this together. Okay, now we want to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. It's like we got to take care of ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. You need 3 tablespoons of sour cream. All right, we want to mix this together. Okay, and then you also need a half cup of buttermilk. So next, I'm going to be cutting up my potatoes for my potato salad and getting those roasted. I'm going to do an oven roasted ranch and bacon potato salad. So I'm going to get that in next. So I'm going to get those potatoes all chopped up and put in the oven. And then, let me see here. You want to mix it together. Okay, and then as I was saying, what else is it that I need to get done? And then I need to get the bacon in the oven as well for our sandwiches. So I got a lot of stuff still that I need to do. So my husband just called and was like, he's running a little bit behind. He's not getting off earlier today, which is okay with me. It is fine. So we'll be heading down to our destination as soon as he gets off. So that's good. We packed most of the stuff yesterday. So all we got to do is put the food in there, get my Maximus, and we go. And he heard me say his name. I'm sure he's going to be coming in here. So you need 3.5 cups of flour, and we're going to sift those in. That's 1. 2. Okay, let's get some other stuff in there. The 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Really? Need 4 of those. Okay, 2 tablespoons of milk powder. One teaspoon of salt. All right, let's sift this in. Okay, let's get the rest. That is 3. And a half. Blend this up. All right, y'all, lightly flour your surface here. And then you want to take your mixture, your donut mixture, pour it out onto your floured surface. And then we're going to work this a little bit because this has to get put into some plastic wrap and placed in the fridge to set. But you have to be able to work with it first. You got to work with it first. I don't know what that was. I don't know. Okay. Okay, y'all. Form this into a nice sized rectangle. Make sure I got all the good, get all the good out and onto our patty. All right, now let's get some plastic wrap put down. Okay. All right, let's unroll our dough here. And then you want to lightly flour your surface. Okay. And then you want to roll this out to a 1/2 inch thick. Okay. Now, okay, so I'm gonna mark these every, let me see here, was that 4? So that's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. All right, 36. Okay, so now I'm gonna cut this right at my marks across first. Let me pull these out as I'm cutting them. Man, I messed that up. All right. Now, okay, so these are coming in at about 18 inches. So I want to cut this right at 9, and that'll be cutting it right in half. All right, so I have a baking tray lined with some paper towels to drain once I pull my donuts out of the oil. And I had one just in there, just floating around. But it is time to add our donuts to the oil. So our oil is at about 320 degrees, which is deep frying, the deep frying temp. I'm just gonna go ahead and drop them in. Now, every time I make like a copycat Little Debbie, it always tastes better than the original thing that I was trying to make. And also, I wanted to say, I have I think she's a subscriber, or he, and they wanted me to do a copycat pinwheel. And I was going to do it this week, but then I was like, we leaving and we going on vacation. So I am going to do it next week, like Friday, next Friday. So look for that video. And I'm going to let these get all nice and puffy. And then I'm going to pull them out, drain them. And I'm going to do about 10 or so, and then we're going to ice them, get the coconut and the peanuts on them, and then get them packed up so we can get on the road. Okay, let's take our Little Debbie buttermilk donut sticks out of that oil there, and we're going to drain these. Flip them over. You see the little nice little slice down the middle there? They're so pretty. Right, let's cut down my heat here. Those are beautiful. Those are beautiful. Okay, let's put in a couple more. And I'm gonna put it slit side down. All right. Okay, y'all, so I have my oil heating up on the back eye. All right, and then also I've taken about, this is Spanish peanuts, and I took about a cup of raw Spanish peanuts, baked them in the oven for about 10 minutes or so just to get them toasty, and then I ground them up, and this is what you have left. Okay, and this is going to be used to roll the donuts around in at the end. And then also I took about a cup of coconut and I crushed that also. And then I added about a 1/4 cup of whole coconut just to give us some of those coconut threads. But this is pretty much finely ground coconut, okay? And then now we want to mix our icing. Okay, so you're gonna need 3 cups of powdered sugar. You know what? I'm gonna do 2 because I'm not gonna do all of them because we're not gonna eat all these donuts. But I am gonna fry them up and then you can freeze them and then ice them later. So that's 2 cups of powdered sugar. A couple tablespoons of melted butter. A teaspoon of vanilla extract. Couple tablespoons of corn syrup. And then about a tablespoon of condensed milk. And you want to mix this together. This is not condensed, it's evaporated milk, I'm sorry. Now I may need to add more milk. Can I pour this in? I think I did. It's probably about another 1/2 tablespoon. All right, y'all, here is our icing. And let me show you these beautiful donuts. Make sure this is not too warm. Here are the donuts. These look great, y'all, don't they? Okay, so now we want to dunk our donuts in our icing. So first I'm gonna do a couple of plain. So you wanna just take your donut, I'm gonna put it face down. Let me see here. Turn it. And then I got this good spatula. All right, put that on parchment paper. Baking tray. It is a baking tray, but it is lined with parchment paper. This will be number 2. And I'm gonna do 3, 3 coconut, and then maybe 3 peanut. Take that off. Okay, now we're gonna dunk in our peanut mixture. So I'm gonna move my icing back, hold my mixture here, and let's go ahead and dunk your donut. Get it coated. Let that run off. Then drop it down in your peanuts. Coat it. All right, that's the first peanut Dunkin' stick down. Copycat Little Debbie Buttermilk donut sticks. I'm making peanut and coconut. So I'm gonna do another peanut one so you can see. So I'm just gonna throw that down there, back there in that icing. Kind of drain some of that icing off. Then drop it in your peanuts. Put that, oh yeah. Okay, so I have some icing left, and we're gonna do our coconut ones now. So you want to take the rest of your ice and put about a half a teaspoon, just a little bit. It may have been a fourth of a teaspoon. And then mix this up. All right, now we can start dunking our donuts. So we want to do 4. So there's 1. Get that coated. Take my spatula here. Fish it out. Coconut. Drop. Coat. It's just as simple, see? Okay, that is 1, but that looks beautiful. All right, so I'm gonna get, let's see, 3 more done, and then I'll let you guys see what everything looks like. Okay, so there was a little thing up here with our name on it because we got here late. Let me see that. We have a map here, and then the little envelope had our name. It used to be a phone here, which is cool. And so yeah, let me get a thing. Can you just take one of these?
I think those belong to people.
All sites available.
Oh, these are the ones that you... No, these are for like if you want to reserve one of these.
Oh, okay. That's neat. And then they have a swimming pool.
Okay, guys. So
my Maximus, he did great in the core. It seemed like he's starting to get more used to being... And then you can see it's a swimming pool. He's trying to pee on everything. Maximus, boy, he did that good. He did good in the core. But look at the swimming pool. We finna go back to our spot. But this is neat, y'all. This is neat. This is a nice little getaway. Okay. Let's go back over here, Max. Come on. Let's go back. This is the little shower area, the ladies' bathroom. My little boo-boo right here. Come on, Max. Come on, we gotta go. All right, here he is. So once we get back here, I'm gonna let y'all see. But this is neat. It's just dark in us. This is really neat. Okay. All right, y'all. So here are my finished Copycat Little Debbie Buttermilk Donut Dunkin' Sticks. Okay, and I made 3 varieties here. Count them, 3 varieties, 3. Okay, and I got y'all up close so y'all can see. We have the original with the nice ice and glaze. Okay. That is the original. Then we have the peanut with the nice glaze coated in a nice peanut coating, okay? And then moving on, we have our coconut. Oh, coconut Dunkin' Sticks. And then back here, y'all, we have our donut holes. All right, I made a couple of coconut Dunkin' holes. I made a couple of peanut and plain. All right, y'all, this is what we are going to be having for actually breakfast on Sunday morning. All right, y'all, like, share, and subscribe. And then, subscribe so you can follow us down and you can see what we think about these donuts here. Because I'm not going to be eating none of these today. No. All right, y'all, like, share, and subscribe.